Hi, good afternoon, folks. Welcome. Today is May 15th, 2025. This is Rajiv S. Khanna from immigration.com, the law offices of Rajiv S. Khanna, PC. This is our community conference call that I take every other week, every other Thursday at 12:30 p.m. The phone number to call is 202-800-8394. I lock the conference at around 12:32 p.m. Eastern Time because we normally have enough people. So give me 1 second. Let me lock the conference.
The conference is now locked.
Okay. The reason I lock the conference is I want to make sure that I answer the questions of people who are logged in, at least as many as I can. Let's go over the rules of this conference. The way it will work is I have some posted questions that were posted on our website, forums.immigration.com. Okay. Now, those questions that have been posted, out of those, I have selected some questions which I think are frequently asked questions. So I have marked them as frequently asked questions. First thing I'll do is I'll answer all the frequently asked questions. Each time I answer a question, I will ask you all, do you have a follow-up question? Please don't ask me a new question. They'll be held at the end of the posted question session. Okay, so I'll answer the question, ask for a follow-up. If you have a follow-up question, I'll be happy to answer. But new questions we'll take at the end of the posted questions. Okay, sounds complicated, but it's not. I'll keep you informed of what's going on. All right, with that, this call is being recorded and you heard the caveats when you logged into the call that this is not an attorney-client privilege call, etc., etc. So just please take care of all those things. Now I'm going through the frequently asked questions on our forums. Here is the frequently asked question about H-1B extension beyond 6 years. So a lot of you might know that you can get H-1B extensions beyond 6 years, but if the priority date is current, you may not be able to get an extension. That gets complicated. Okay. So if the priority date is current, you must file the 485 within 1 year or have a very good explanation why you haven't filed it. So the question here is, I-140 approved in 2012, priority date is 2012, current in March 25, but I changed my employers. They are willing to start my application, but they haven't started yet. Do I really have only 1 year from the time my PD turned current to file for AOS? So the answer is yes, if the priority date remains current. So let's say the priority date was current in May 2025. It stayed current in June, July, August, September, October. In November, it became backed up again. When it becomes current, again you have 1 year. So that 1 year, in that 1 year, the date must remain current. If it slips back again, you have 1 year again from the dates when they become current. I hope this makes sense. Okay. So it's a moving target. Number one. Number two, if you have a good explanation for why you have not filed a 485, government should approve the H-1B extension even though you have not filed 485. Here is the bad news. The bad news is the fact that you have changed employers, government has never accepted that as a sufficient explanation. I personally think they are wrong. I think if you sued them over a denial like that, you'll probably win. That's my feeling. Okay? But that's the law. The priority date, if you have not filed for adjustment within 1 year of the date become current, as long as the date remains current, then you'll have a hard time getting an H-1B extension. Okay? Anyone who has a follow-up question on this, please press star 5 on your phone. Anyone who has a follow-up, press star 5. I have a follow-up from area code 314. I have another one after that. So area code 314, where are you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. This is Sandeep. I was the original poster of the question.
Very
From Houston, Texas.
Ji Sandeep ji.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for your answers. So the bad news is US is not going to allow job change as an excuse. But the problem with that is the job change was not out of my choice. I was let go from that employer and had to find a new employment, and that was the reason for the job change. And it was done at a time where the market was very bad.
Okay, hold on. Let's back up a little bit. Let's do the timing. When were you let go? Approximately month year.
So I was let go in December 2016 from the original employer that filed.
So here is the problem. And then, you still had 9 years to file the green card, a new green card.
I did. And then the last employer that I filed for my green card was with a startup company, and things went south. They could not raise capital, and all that stuff happened. Then I was let go from there again and joined the new employer in August of 2023. And then the new employer had a waiting time of 18 months before they could file for my green card. They wanted to have like a small window of time where they would evaluate me for my performance and all that stuff.
Okay, stop. So if you can provide a detail of all the reasons why you couldn't file, you might have a shot at it. You might be able to convince the government. Okay? Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Best of luck. Next one, follow-up question is area code 640. 640, where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Sandeep again, and I'm calling from New Jersey.
Yes, sir. You have a follow-up question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes. So I have under a similar situation. The only thing is, I filed my I-140 around 2015 March, April, and I went back to India and came back now again. I have no references for my I-140, and I also changed my employer. So is there any way I can retire my PD and have the extension again for H1 on that basis?
Well, was your I-140 approved?
I have no idea because the employer have not given me any reference number.
So I can't really tell you anything because everything depends upon the continuity of your green card. You need to find out the answer to two questions. Was your I-140 approved? And was it ever revoked? Okay. So you need answers to both these questions. One of the things you can do is, let me finish. One of the things you can do is, you can file a Freedom of Information Act request. Sometimes you're able to find this out in a FOIA request. Okay?
Okay.
Best of luck.
Okay.
All right, sir. Bye-bye.
Okay. So only FOIA is the way.
No, you can contact the employer. You can contact the employer and the lawyers. They might be able to tell you also. They should be able to tell you. Okay.
Okay.
Best of luck, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Next one I think is also New Jersey. Area code 732. You have a follow-up question? Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Rajiv, sir. Thank you for all the explanation.
Sure.
I have one other question on applying for 485. What happened is I got my GCAD, and after a couple of years, I moved my employer. And now the new employer, my priority date is current.
Look, I'm sorry. That's not a related question. Wait till the end, please. Okay. Yeah, I'm discussing only H-1B extensions. Area code 978. Let's see. 978, where are you calling from?
Yeah, from Mass.
Yes, sir.
Boston.
How can I help? How can I help you? Please go ahead.
So for H-1B extension, if after 6 years, on EB1D, H-1B extension was done after 6 years. The company sponsored EB1D.
Right.
I-140 was approved.
Okay.
Uh, and now the company has terminated the position.
Okay.
And now because it's an Indian bond, so it wasn't current, so 485 wasn't filed
Right.
to it.
Mhm.
So my now question is that something that if I can do independently, because
I lost you, sir. I think you. Oh, I got disconnected. Looks like. Hold on 1 second. I think I got disconnected. I'm just logging in again.
Welcome to the Community Conference Center of Immigration.com, the law offices of Rajiv Askhana, PC. Please note, all calls are recorded and made available publicly, so you may want to conceal your identity and disguise the facts of your case. By participating in these calls, we are not establishing an attorney-client relationship. The accuracy of the information provided here cannot be guaranteed, and this is not a substitute for an in-depth consultation. Thank you for this opportunity to serve you. The conference is in presentation mode. There are 24 parties in the conference. You are a host.
Hi, sorry guys, I got disconnected. Area code 978, can you still hear me?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Thanks for
Sorry, yeah, what were we talking?
joining.
Yeah, I got disconnected. What were we talking about?
Oh, sir, H-1B extension beyond 6 years.
Mhm.
So my question is that if my H-1B extension after 6 years was done based on I-140 EB-1B employer based,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't current, 485 wasn't filed.
Mhm.
Now I have lost the job.
Mhm.
So if I apply for say EB2 NIW as a lower target,
Mhm.
and that's what I own, then my PD in future, can I use my EB1B PD or that becomes EB2 NIW PD?
Okay, so first of all, remember priority dates can be moved in all employment-based categories, one to the other. You can move EB2 to EB3, EB3 to EB1, EB1 to EB2. They can be moved mutually all the time, no problem at all. Unlimited number of times. Okay. So, following that logic, once your I-140 is approved, the priority date is yours forever, and priority date doesn't get converted to anything. It just gets moved to a different petition. So if you file an NIW, your EB1B priority date simply goes to EB2 category. It's not getting converted, it's the date that is getting moved. In the end, it's the same thing. But technically, it's not really a conversion because next year, let's say you file an EB1A, you can still carry the priority date back to EB1A from the earliest petition. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's how it works.
So I'm assuming that say end of 26, if EB1 gets current, that means my right now H1 is till 27, and afterwards I think if PD is current, then I will not get any H1B extension. So I should file something between now and then to have something I-140 on my own. Is it correct? It can be even EB2. It's okay, and I will maintain my priority date of EB1B.
Yeah, you'll be able to also get H-1B extension because now you can argue that, look, I don't have my EB-1B employer. I only have a national interest waiver and that date is not current. So give me my H-1B extension. Okay.
Got it.
Best of luck, sir.
Okay.
Okay, folks. Going on to the next frequently asked question. Employer deducted H-1B premium fee. Will this affect visa stamping or port of entry? And the answer is probably yes. Because employer is never allowed to deduct anything from your salary other than a couple of limited things. Other things they can only deduct if they ask in writing. And it is the consensus of opinion most people believe that H-1B premium fee should be paid by the employer, not the employee. So they had no right deducting it. And this can become a problem for you. Okay. What will the government say? They can say that, well, your base pay is being reduced, like you noticed in the question that you posted. It's lower than the LCA amount. Even if it was lower than the normal salary, but above the LCA amount, it could still be a problem. Is there anything you can request? You can tell your employer, please consult a lawyer, a competent lawyer, who should tell them you need to reimburse him. That was an incorrect deduction. Bring your salary back up to the previous level. That's what I would recommend. I'm not sure it's a complete cure, but at least it's a big, large step in the right direction. Press *5 if you have a follow-up question on this. Please press *5. Okay, area code 347. 347, where are you calling from?
Hi, Rajiv. I'm from Virginia too.
Okay, tell me, how can I help you, sir?
So I have posted the question actually, that was me. So
okay.
My employer said that it's legal to deduct premium fee from the employees. So that's why I said okay. And they have told me that they're going to cut the premium from your expense.
No.
So now I thought, okay.
No, tell them, you can play this part of the conversation for them, and you can tell them, look, that's not okay. The consensus is heading in the direction, or headed in the direction, that even the premium should be paid by the employer, not the employee. Go ahead.
Okay. So, in either way, even though mentioning that deduction is part of this expense in the payslip will also not help in my case, because if they want to scrutinize, they can point on this.
And you don't want to ever lie to the consulate anyway. You want to tell the truth. Anything that is underhanded could be a problem for you. All right?
Okay.
Best of luck.
So, So one last thing. So I don't think so. So you are saying that they need to pay it? I don't have to pay to them in any way?
No. In fact, I think it may be considered illegal by the Department of Labor. Okay.
Understood.
Best of luck, sir.
Okay. Sure.
Take care.
That's what I want. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Area code 469. Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also in some kind of similar situation.
Okay.
So my wages were low, so they are my employer is telling me that they will do the premium processing for me for H-1B.
Uh-huh.
And they are telling that after that my status will not change. After payment processing, my F1B status will be there, and H1B will start, but my visa status will not change. So in order to change, they will have to pay to USCIS, or I will have to go to India and get it approved.
Right.
So I'm confused here. So what exactly are they asking me to do? Like,
okay.
Is this legal, or is it, like, can you give me some more advice regarding it? Like.
Okay, so the way this works is, whenever you apply for an H-1B, you ask for two things. One, you ask, I am eligible to receive my H-1B. That's the approval. The second thing you ask is, either change my status within the United States, convert me from F to H1, or I'll take the approval and go to the consulate and get my visa stamp and come back. They are both acceptable methods of actually converting to H-1B, what is called change of status. So each time you file a petition, you get an approval and you get a change of status. So what they've done is, they've said that, okay, we'll get you the H-1B approval, but to change status, you can either do it within USA again, or you can go to your home country or any third country to get your H-1B visa stamp. That's what they're saying.
And for the change of the status, I will have to have my wages high enough, correct?
You'll have to have
both cases.
You'll have to have what? Sorry.
My prevailing my wages, like billing rate.
They cannot get an approval without a project. They should not even file the case without a project. And
No, I'm currently on project.
Okay, then if you are going to be on project, they should file for a change of status.
Okay, so
look, here is what I want you to do. This is such a basic question. You should have a conversation with any large language model. Okay, ask it, what does it mean to change status? What does it mean to get H-1B approval? These are all basic questions. I would say please do some basic research so you can have those questions answered. When you have something really complex, come back to me so that we can deal with it. This is all publicly available information. Okay?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah, guys, please try to conserve my time so that we can deal with questions that are truly complicated. And these are simple, straightforward questions you can find out in the public domain. Okay, I'm just looking for any other frequently asked questions. I don't think I have any. By the way, there were 2 questions posted. One about DACA, and we don't do DACAs. And I don't do special juvenile status cases. That's not my domain. And I don't do political asylums. Okay. So just remember those 3 things. We don't do DACA. We don't do special juvenile. Our practice is mostly focused on business and employment-based immigration and family-based immigration. Okay. Let's go on to the regular questions now. I've done the frequently asked questions. Now going back to the regularly posted questions. So there's a question about somebody whose R1 was approved. They're going back to their home country. Can I work remotely from abroad while waiting for priority date to become current? Absolutely. I don't know of any rule that stops you from working from your home country. Let's say you are from Nigeria. You can be in Nigeria working for your employer in the US. Everything else is a tax issue. How do you compute taxes? What gets paid where? So that's where the Nigerian tax laws and the US tax laws will come into play. But as far as immigration laws are concerned, you can definitely do it, no problem at all. *5. If you have a follow-up question on this, press *5. Okay. Next question. Cap-exempt H-1B based upon approved I-140 in SWE software engineer, I guess. Can it be used for product manager role? So I worked in USA for about 4 years as a software engineer. I-140 was approved as a principal software engineer, moved to Canada in 22 working as a product manager. I want to apply for a product management role. My question is, can I use the approved I-140 from software engineering position to apply for cap-exempt H-1B for a product management position? Sure. Essentially, can I get a cap-exempt H-1B for PM role based on approved I-140 that is a different job role? Absolutely. So the question is, I want H-1B extension beyond 6 years. My previous role was software engineer. I-140 was approved as a principal software engineer, but I want an H-1B extension based upon the software engineer I-140 approval. But I want to come in as a project manager. Can I do it? Absolutely. Yes, you can. Press *5. If you have a follow-up question, press *5. Area code 848. Let's get to you. 848, where are you calling from?
Hello, hi, I'm calling from New Jersey. Thank you for answering that question. I'm the one who asked that question.
All right.
I have a follow-up on that.
Sure.
So, if my I-1, I'm an Indian citizen. If my I-140 becomes current at some point, what will that become ineligible?
Okay.
Will I still be able to?
Yeah.
I'm guessing I wouldn't be able to extend H-1B.
Yeah. So I think I understand. I'm kind of understanding what you're asking me. Normally, if the H-1B, if the green card date is current, the priority date is current, you might have trouble getting an H-1B extension. Although, if the date is current and it slips back, I can file the H-1B extension. Okay. But what if I've already obtained the H-1B extension, then the date becomes current? What happens to the approval? And the answer is whatever has been approved, you keep that. That stays with you. That doesn't go away just because the dates became current. Does that make more sense?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Just a couple more things. I got the I-140 from a startup. So if the company goes out of business at some point, is it still valid? Is that still going to be valid? The H-1B extension?
Okay, so there is, I don't remember exactly how that provision reads, but there is a provision, I want to say, is it 204, 8 CFR 204? I think it's 8 CFR 204. There's a provision somewhere that talks about I-140 will be revoked if the company goes out of business. But does that take away your right to extend the H-1B? I don't think so. I think you still get your H-1B extensions. Okay?
Interesting. Okay. And one last thing. I still have almost 3 years left on that H-1B without I-140. That's not going to be affected in any way, right?
No,
Whether
no.
this is product manager
Yeah.
or whatever the date becomes current.
No
I
problem.
can use that whenever I can.
No problem at all.
Okay.
This only applies once 6 years of
Thank you very
H1.
much. That
Yeah,
was
you're welcome. This only applies when H1B 6 years are over. That's when you need to worry. When you still have 3 years left, you are free as a bird to do as you please. All right?
fantastic.
Best
Great.
of luck, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. One more question from area code 978. 978, where are you calling from?
Yes, sir. Massachusetts, Boston.
Okay.
So my, for example, I-140 and subsequently after 6 years, H-1B got a 3-year stamp for chemist, principal chemist, and the I-140 was outstanding researcher category.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I look for a job, is it that if I find a job in the marketing side or to chemical industry, then can I request to transfer that H1 and get a job?
Sure. So the way it works is, sure you can. So the way it works is, and we just did this case. I-140 was approved as a software engineer, but the H-1B extensions are being done as a product manager. No problem. As long as the second job requires a degree in your profession, I always give people my example. I have a degree in biology and chemistry, and I have several degrees in law. So I can qualify for H-1B as a scientist or as a lawyer. So what if I had 3 years of H-1B as a lawyer, then I want to do 2 years as a scientist, then I want to do 1 more year as a lawyer. Can I do all of that? Sure. What if my I-140 gets approved as a scientist? Can I get H-1B extension as a lawyer? Yes, I can. Make sense?
Okay, I see. So only thing is when the H-1B was approved, that time it was like PhD chemistry. It was one of the job requirements.
It doesn't matter.
H-1B was filed.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The new job doesn't need to have that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. All right?
Oh,
Best of luck, sir.
You said about the sorry, sir, one...
You're going to have to make it quick. Look, I have a lot of people waiting. I only request you to make it quick, ask your questions briefly, and keep it moving. Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Oh, all right. Yeah.
I can wait.
No, you won't wait. Just ask me a question quickly so I can move on, please.
Okay. So when H-1B is within 6 years, no issue. But now when I am after 6 years, I have this 3-year stamp. So if I don't find a job in this grace period, but later on, say after a few months, still I can use this H-1B stamping, which I had for post 3 years.
Okay, you are very unclear in your question. You are extremely unclear in your question. I can't really answer it. And it'll take me a lot of parsing to understand what you are asking me. What I've told you is there's a lot of freedom in changing professions and changing degrees. That is not a problem. That's all I can tell you. Rest of it is a complicated, long discussion. I can't really cover it here. Okay?
Sure, thank you.
Best of it. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I do have limitation. I can't spend a lot of time with everyone. I'm just trying to cover as many people as I can and answer questions as quickly as I can. Next question. H4 extension approved after re-entry. Now two I-94s. Which is valid? Whichever one is the most recent. Got it? Two extension. If you got an H4 extension approved after re-entry, now two I-94s, which is valid? Usually the one that is the most recent one. So let's take a quick look. Spouse traveled to India while H4 extension was pending. She has completed H4 visa stamping based on my H-1B, came back, and her H4 extension was also approved. So on the day she entered back to her USA, her H4 extension was also approved. Therefore, she did not have the opportunity to withdraw the pending H4. Currently, she has two I-94s, one that she received upon entry into the US, and another one that corresponds to the H4 extension. Are there any concerns? So if they are approved the same day, it's very difficult to say which one is current, which one is more recent. Okay. You can travel while the extension is pending. So I don't see any problem with that. Is it fine for her to continue using the new I-94 that she received upon her recent entry? Look, I'll give you the practical solution. Make it real simple. Try to travel out again and come back with a new I-94. Okay. And that new I-94 will be the one that will overrule everything else. That's the simplest solution I can give you. Press star 5. If you have a follow-up question, press star 5. Next question. Is traveling abroad, so this was a question about asylee, I can't cover that. So here's the next question. This is question number 8. Laid off on H-1B, change of status to F2 approved. Can I switch back to H-1B without lottery? Absolutely. So you can go from H-1B to F2 or B1, B2 or F1 or H4 and then go right back to H-1B when you get a job without having to go through the lottery again. Okay. Can the petition be a change of status? Will have to be a counselor. No, you can do it as a change of status. Can I get a driver's license? That's absolutely a local thing. I can't comment on that because I'm not admitted to practice law in all 50 states. Okay. So if you have a follow-up question, press star 5, please. I have one question, area code 412. 412, where are you calling from?
Yeah, hello, sir. Yeah, I'm calling from Dallas. Actually, I'm in a similar situation. I've been laid off and I'm on H-1B. And I'm on my 35th day.
All right.
But seeing the current situation, it's pretty tough to get a job. Just wanted to know, I think that was a question that I've seen that under the current administration, when you're changing your status to B1, B2, they aren't granting 6 months. So is there any way where I can make my case stronger that I can get like a 6 months of extension to stay like legal during the time when I job hunt?
As of last month, I was still getting 6 months. I don't know about this month, but as of April, I was still getting 6 months.
And should we like write that we are looking for a job, or should like a lot of people mention the things that you kind of sell off things?
Okay, that's dumb. Okay, that's dumb. There are two problems with that. Number one, it's a lie. Don't tell a lie. Number two, it will naturally get you 30 days or 40 days or 50 days. How much time do you need to sell your car? Okay. So that's the wrong thing to do. You tell the truth.
Okay.
Okay. Go to my blogs.
Go
to my blog on immigration.com. Around 15th or 16th entry, second or third page would be how to apply from B to H-1B. It tells you what to write in the letter. Tell the truth.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. You should get 6 months.
Okay.
All right. Best of luck, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. There's another one from area code 640. 640, where are you calling from?
Rajiv, calling from New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
I had a small query. First of all, thank you so much for answering all the questions. I had a question, a similar question. Suppose when I'm switching from H-1B to B2, is it it possible if I can file for it before my 60 days? And do I need to resign from my current employer if I do that?
You do not. Okay, so you basically just want to convert to B1, B2, but you have a job that you're currently working on, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so the answer is your H-1B ends only when the B1, B2 is approved. Till then, you can continue working.
Okay.
All right.
No, but I mean, before the 6, I can expect to be laid off. So, I mean, is it possible that I can file before the 60 days itself? Or do I need to file only after?
No, that's what I answered. No? I said you can. It makes no difference that you get laid off after you file. That's okay. But it's usually better to wait. It's better to wait until you are actually laid off. And I tell people, keep looking for a job. If you have all 60 days, your I-94 is expiring more than 60 days later, you can apply for a B1, B2 conversion around 50th 50 day if you are applying by mail, or 55th 55 day if you are applying electronically. Okay? Best of luck. You're welcome. Okay, there is another question from area code 479. 479, you have a follow-up. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Arkansas. I have a similar question. So, I came here on March 7th, and my employer is telling like the grace period has ended on May 7th, and he has not provided any pay slips, and he's telling that he has withdrawn the application. So, my question is, can I get another 60 days of grace period after withdrawing the application? How it's going to be?
That's a very difficult question to answer. So, you entered the United States, but you were never given a job to join, right?
He has provided one letter that the joining date is on March 10th. With that letter only, I entered in the US and for the proof, as a proof purpose.
But you never joined though, right?
They have marketed my profile, but...
okay, you still haven't answered me.
There is nothing like induction.
Okay.
Yes.
So, under the law, the moment you are available to work, they have to start paying you. Doesn't matter whether you have a project or not. Okay?
Okay.
The moment you start, now, hold on.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Be patient. What you need to do is, you pick up the phone and call the Department of Labor Wage and Hour Division. Okay? You tell them,
okay,
I came to the US, my joining date was March, they never paid me. I want you to get my salary from them. Okay? And by the way, did they offer you a one-way ticket back to your home country saying, here is a ticket, go back?
No.
Okay. That means they have never really fired you, because firing requires 3 things. And one of them is paying you one-way ticket back. So if they have not fired you, until they actually fire you, they have to keep paying your salary. So you call the Department of Labor, you tell them, sir or madam, I came, never offered a job, told me they are laying me off, but they never offered me a ticket back home. Can you please get me my salary?
Okay.
The Department of Labor will get you a salary going to about 5, 6, 7 months, because they never really legally fired you. And it will not cost you a single penny. Okay?
One follow-up question. I got an offer from another employer, and he's willing to transfer my H-1B.
Okay, now stop here. Sir, stop here.
Sorry.
Do not get any fictitious pay stubs from that old employer. Don't get any of that. File a complaint with the Wage and Hour Division. Take a copy of the complaint, attach it with the H-1B transfer. You should be able to get the transfer, because there is a reason why you don't have pay stubs. Okay?
Okay.
That's what you need to do.
Thank you, sir.
Best of luck. Okay. Let's see, where are we? laid off on H-1B, can I switch back to H-1B? Okay, we got that. What should be included in a letter of explanation for a B2 extension for a job search? So I've got my B2 for 6 months, but I want to get another 6 months. And we've done plenty of these cases where we got almost 1 year on B2. How do you do that? Be very specific. Say like, I got laid off, I am looking for a job, I've done 3 interviews with company IBM, company Microsoft, company Oracle. None of them came through. On this date I interviewed with Oracle, this date I interviewed with Microsoft. Give all the details and say that I've already sent out 38 more resumes. I have scheduled 7 interviews. So give them all the details. Don't try to just make it a very casual, this is a formal thing. You have to be very careful and very accurate. So if you give them enough information that you are trying very hard and cover the fact that you have enough savings or you are getting enough money that you don't have to work without authorization, you should be able to get your extension. Okay. *5. If you have a follow-up question, press *5, please. Okay, no follow-ups. Let's go on to the next one. That's a special juvenile status. I don't do those cases, sorry. This is question number 11. H-1B grace period is ending. If I return to India, can a future employer transfer me to H-1B without the lottery? Yes, they can. So if you are on H-1B, then there was a layoff, then you return to India, and 6 months later you want to, or 1 year later you want to come back on H-1B. No lottery issue. This is the same as a B1, B2, or an F1, or an H4. Okay? No problem at all. You should be able to. *5. If you have a follow-up question, press *5. All right. I think we are done with all the posted questions. Excellent. Okay. Press *5 if you have any question. New questions, welcome here now. Press *5 if you have any question. So far I show 4 people's hands up. Let's start with area code 682. 682, where are you calling from?
Yes, hi, Rajiv, sir. I'm calling from St. Louis, Missouri.
G.
I have a question regarding LCA amount. So the thing is, every year Department of Labor increasing or some kind of changes in around.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Let me preempt something. First of all, every July they update the wages. Every July, okay? Most times the wages go up. Sometimes they also go down. Okay?
Yeah.
And an H-1B that has already been approved for 3 years does not need to change the wages.
Okay, that's exactly my question. Yeah.
I know what you're asking, see? Best of luck.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah. And other question, sorry, sir.
Yeah.
If you can take.
Go ahead, make it clear.
On H.
Go ahead.
For H-1B, can we pay for the overtime or can we do overtime or is it limit like we need to work on exactly 40 hours?
No, you can do overtime. If your H-1B was approved, your H-1B was approved for, did you say H-1B or H-4EAD?
No, H-1B. My H-1B approved last
See, normally, I'm not an expert in labor laws, but normally professional jobs don't have to be paid overtime as far as I understand. But if your employer has a policy of paying overtime and you work 70 hours, can you take extra 30 hours? Absolutely. Yes, you can. If your H-1B was approved for full-time job, full-time also means overtime. No problem.
Okay. All right.
Best of luck.
That's all. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Area code 585. Where are you calling from? 585.
Hello, Rajiv, sir. I'm calling from Chicago.
Yes, sir.
My question is, so I got laid off in last month.
All right.
My 60 days period ends June 26th.
All right.
I have applied for an F1 application for master's degree, and I've been given 2 options. Either I can do premium processing for change of status and join the university from next month.
Okay.
Or I can do regular processing and it will take a couple of months, but once I get the approval, I can join in the next take period in fall, August, something.
I'll take the August option. I'll take the August option because there's no guarantee, even after spending all that money on premium processing, they'll be able to process your case in time for you to join. Okay?
Right.
Make it simple.
In terms of an employer filing for H-1B transfer, does it make a difference whether I'm currently in F1 or in between in change of status period?
Well, for that I have to look at your status. Currently, you said you're on grace period, right?
That's right.
The 60-day grace period, right?
Yes.
If the new H-1B is received by the USCIS while you are within the 60-day grace period, you are doing very well because you can even start working as soon as the case is filed. Okay? I just realized I missed one question. Hold on one second. H-1B grace period ending after STEM OPT to H-1B approved. Can my son travel to India? So yeah, I haven't gotten this question. Yeah, I'll get that question also. I just noticed there was an additional question. Okay, so going back to what I was telling you, if your H-1B gets filed within that time, 60-day grace period, you don't have to worry. You can even start working. But if it is filed after 60 days, you need to go and listen to my frequently asked questions on immigration.com. Okay, it tells you that they can't really do an approval from a pending case. Worst case scenario, you'll have to go outside for visa stamping, but this is a long discussion which I have covered in the frequently asked questions. Please go read them so I don't have to repeat. It's still doable, but just read them. Okay, not the end of the world. It can be.
So understandable. So my best option is to delay it by going through regular processing then.
That's what I would do. But if you say that, look, see, the problem is if you file premium processing and you are 3 days late, they won't approve the case. They'll put it on next semester anyway, ask you for a new I-20. So if you go past, that's what I understand. If you go past the date of joining, USCIS won't approve for that semester. Might as well go for August. Okay?
Right, makes sense.
Best of luck. You're welcome. Okay, I have 5 more people in the queue. Before I get there, there was one question I missed. STEM OPT to H-1B approved. Can my son travel to India? STEM OPT to H-1B approved. Okay. In September before stamping. Thank you, sir. My son did masters in CSE at USA and is now under valid STEM OPT working full time. Got H-1B lottery. Employer is in the process of filing in June. Premium processing. Holding EAD valid card. He has to attend marriage of my elder son. Can my son travel to... well, this is a problem. Okay. So he can travel without any issues if he travels before October 1st with H-1B already approved, which is likely to happen because you're doing premium processing. Okay. So if his H-1B gets approved before he travels and he returns before October 1st, he'll be fine because he can travel on the student visa. But if he's returning after October 1st, he needs to get his H-1B visa stamped. So this is a lot of information. Let me repeat. He can travel if H-1B is already approved when he travels, and he must return before October 1st if he wants to come back on student visa. If he comes back after October 1st, he must get an H-1B visa before he comes back. I hope that helps. Star 5. If anybody has a follow-up question on this, please press star 5. Okay. So let me go back to the other questions. Area code 978. 978, go ahead. Where are you calling from?
From Boston, sir.
Yeah.
On a question for you said about Department of Labor call, the company needs to specifically give a one-way fare.
Oh yes.
It's
Oh,
It
yes.
should be later or something.
Okay, the way it works is, in order for H-1B to be terminated, 3 things must be done. All 3. Number 1, I must inform my employee, sir, from October 1st or October 15th or November 1st, you don't have a job. Must tell you exactly when the job ends. Number 2, I must say, sir, and here is my offer for a one-way ticket to your home country, economy class, for you, not for your family and not for your luggage. Tell me which date you want the ticket. Number 3, I must write to the USCIS and revoke your H-1B. If any one of these is missing, my obligation to keep paying you continues. I had somebody who consulted me. He was getting slammed with 2 years of back wages because he did not offer a one-way ticket back home. Got it?
Okay, I see. So, is there any time where basically during the COVID time, I lost a job.
Yeah, you have 1 year to claim back the wages. After 1 year, you can't.
Oh, so that was a COVID time. So it's gone now, right?
You can check with the Department of Labor. I don't see how you can get it back. Okay?
Okay.
Best of luck. By the way, Department of Labor is very friendly. You can talk to them. They are pretty friendly about these things. Wage and Hour Division, Department of Labor, LCA complaint.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Best of luck. Let's go on to the next one, 640. 640, where are you calling from?
Hi, Rajiv. This is from New Jersey.
All right.
My question is regarding I-140. So my perm has been approved back in 2013. My priority date was December 2013. And after that, March 2015, we applied for 140. But I have all the details for my perm with the application number, priority date, everything. But I don't have any details for my other I-140. So except FOIA, is there any way I can track my 140 status, whether it is withdrawn or approved?
People go online and open their account and say, I don't think that's very reliable. I think the employer and the lawyer are the most reliable thing. Okay?
Okay.
Best of luck, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let's go on to area code 267. 267, where are you calling from?
I came from Texas. I have a question.
Sorry, I didn't understand. Where are you calling from? 267?
I'm from Texas.
Texas. Okay. Go ahead, please.
So my H-1B was approved on consular, and before I complete next term OPT, employer said that I need to go to India and come back with visa stamp or apply for a change of status. Will there be any issue if I apply for change of status? And the question was like, if the change of status was not approved before my STEM OPT ends, can I still work until my case was decision was given?
No. You cannot work, but if you file your H-1B change of status within the life of your STEM OPT or 60-day grace period, you can stay in the US, but you can't work after the OPT expires. Okay?
Okay. And I can resume working after my H-1B will, change of status was approved. Right?
You got it. Absolutely. That is correct. All right. Best of luck, sir. Yeah, immigration law tends to be a little bit overly complicated, but that's how it is. Area code 701, where are you calling from? 701.
Rajiv,
I can hear me? I can hear you. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Dallas, Texas. So I just have two questions for you regarding the B2 extension and the when for the the F1 lease status.
Got
So my first question is, I'm on the B2. I applied for the B2
the change of the status back in December, mid-December.
Okay.
And, I believe my, the B2 will expire next month or the mid next month. And, I'm planning for the, the next step from my end, right? So the possible next step. So, while my B2 is pending, can I apply for the, can I apply for the B2 extension?
Oh, yes. That's what is recommended. So if you asked for, let's say, extension till July, and July is coming around the corner, you have no decision on the B1, B2, you can apply for an extension while the first one is still pending. Ask for another 6 months.
Okay, and the process?
Same process.
And the process will be same, right?
Same process. The only thing I recommend is give them details about what you have been doing so that they know you've been looking for a job. Okay?
Okay. And another question is, I'm also, considering the other option changing to the F1 status. So if I change to the, if I apply for the F1, so the COS will be from B2 to F1, or it's going to be F1 to, F1?
Nobody knows the answer to that question because B2 is not yet approved. So you can't really say I'm on B2. What you are is something called authorized period of stay. And the government cannot give you a change of status until you become in status. And you don't come into status until B1, B2 is approved. So this is far more complicated. Nobody can answer it. You can try. I don't think there is a particular definition to how you would do it. It may get denied because B1, B2 is still pending. And if it's not approved, they can't give you an F1 within the United States. The smarter thing would be to wait until B1, B2 is approved. Okay?
Okay, so instead of, going to the college, so for me, the right path will be go for the extension, right? So since and the 6 months grace period will expire mid-June, so, I was thinking to go, either route, either F1 or B2 extension. So according to your suggestion, maybe
you can do F1, but don't depend on it. You might have to go outside USA for a visa stamping, and if you are okay with that, then go ahead and apply for an F1. You may have to go for visa stamping. If you are good with that, go ahead. If you don't want to take any chance at all, try B1, B2 extension. Okay?
Okay, so until the B2 is approved, I can't apply for B2 to COS to F1, right?
Yeah, I think that is complicated. But applying for a B1, B2 extension while the first one is pending is the normal routine. Everybody does that. Okay?
Okay, sounds good to me. Thank you so much.
Best of luck, sir. Okay, let's go on. Last 2 questions, guys. No more after that. Area code 412. How can I help you? 412, where are you calling from?
Hello, sir. I'm calling from Dallas. I actually wanted to know, I'm in my H-1B grace period, and once I apply for B1, B2, maybe on my 50th day, I just wanted to know what happens if the B1, B2 does not get approved.
Then you leave the US. All the time that you were staying here waiting for B1, B2 approval, the entire 6 months, that is considered to be legal, not illegal stay. Okay?
Okay. So, because right now I'm looking for jobs and I'm still in my grace period, I just wanted to know if the B1, B2 does not get approved, then I'll have to leave then and there, that day itself.
No, I just told you the answer and you didn't catch the answer. So forget about everything you know.
Okay.
Just listen to what I'm telling you. If you apply for a B1, B2 within the 60-day grace period, it is received by the USCIS. You can continue staying here as long as it takes for them to make a decision in the next 6 months. Okay. So if they make a decision in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, you can stay here. But if it starts coming close to 6 months, you apply for an extension while the first one is still pending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
We just discussed that.
Got it.
Okay. Best of luck. Last question, folks. Area code 978. Where are you calling from?
From Boston. So just in the same line, while moving the status from H1 to B1 or F1, if I-140 was approved, any precaution one should take while applying for this H1 to B1?
No, usually the government is quite tolerant of it. And they understand that you are here for a long term and you are going to apply for a green card. I've never had an issue with. Technically, you have exhibited immigrant intent. You should not be getting non-immigrant visa. But as a practical matter, it's never been a problem. So far, I've not seen one. All right? Best of luck, sir. All right, folks. Good talking to all of you. We are only 3 minutes over my time. Sorry, guys. I can't answer any more questions. We are 3 minutes over my time. I've got to go. Some pre-engagements. So I'll talk to you again next month. Well, I guess it is next month probably. In 2 weeks, 1, 2nd, 3rd, whatever. The dates will be on our forums. So just log in. It's great talking to all of you. Best of luck. Bye-bye.